guys, welcome back to another one. Today we're gonna be doing a story time because why not? I've been learning how to surf recently and I've been watching a lot of story times, so why not? So this happened recently. It happened recently and stuff. So it was a normal day at school. I was just thought today was gonna be a good day because I had breakfast. I had a hot warm shower. I was feeling great. And we had a test today, which I wasn't too hyped about, but I finished it. I got a really good grade, and I was really happy this day. But I so there's this guy in our class. For purposes of videos, I'm just gonna name him like Eric or something. So Eric, um, he is kind of like one of those kids that can like get his way, and like Eric always has his hood on. Like always, whenever he gets mad, he goes like, he does like a mad face, like, and puts on his hood, and he can get his way like that. But today, I didn't want to deal with anyone, so I kind of like avoided him. So we were going, um, yeah, we did the test. So after the test, I was happy because of my grade, and yeah, so I was happy because of my grade. And I didn't want, like I said, I didn't really want to, like, kind of, like, mess with anyone today, because I was in a good mood. And I just wanted to have a fun time with my friends and stuff, right? So, what I was, I avoided him, because he's known for starting situations. My school isn't the best school, but it was the highest ranking, like, has the most stars on where I am, because I moved from Florida to Texas and stuff like that. Yeah, and so after we got here, it was the highest school because it was like a 3.5. I think it's like a 4.5 now, current time. But when we first moved here, it was like a 3, and it was the highest because this was right by my house, like down the street. But it's like for kids that are bad, and my school is for like. I liked my old school, but yeah, I'm getting off track. So we were doing stuff, and I guess he wasn't in the bestest mood or something, because then I trying to hold the door for everyone, because I don't usually do that, but I was in a really good mood, like I keep saying. So I was gonna hold the door for everyone. I was gonna open it, and he grabbed the door before I could do anything, and then he slammed it shut because I let go, because I don't want to be in a situation like that. So I let go, and then when I go like, well, whatever, I turn around, right? And then I trip, and then I don't want to fall, so I put my hands out, and then he was right there, and then it looked like I pushed him because he went back, scoffed, and then like was like, oh, try and push me, oh. So yeah, normal kid stuff. And he ran away before I could even like do anything. So I was like, okay, jeez. And then we go in. Uh, we were going to lunch at the time, so we walk in. He's at the back of the line. Like still with his hood on, doing his mad face. Yeah. So he's just there. I'm in the front. I'm like, okay, geez. I don't know why he got so mad. And then yeah, so I'm just in the front. We're going to lunch. We're in the line. We had like we were having I honestly don't know what we're having. My school doesn't have the best food. I don't know how some people, like some schools, get like gourmet food. Like my old school food, there it was alright, but the pizza food was the pizza at my old school was good. They served mac and cheese in a like styrofoam cup with a lid on. And I loved when they had the mac and cheese. I know it might sound weird, but they put the lid on it and it was in a styrofoam so it stayed nice and warm. And whenever you took off the lid, it was steaming hot and it was really good. But yeah, so they were having like sweet Asian chicken and stuff like that. And I'm not that big of a fan of sweet Asian chicken, so obviously I don't get it. Um, I don't get the sweet Asian chicken. I get the turkey lunchbox, which is extremely disgusting. I felt sick for the entire day after I ate it. But they did have some grapes, but the grapes, uh, I don't know how you mess up grapes, but the grapes were like soggy and they were like really squishy and disgusting. I had one. Yeah, my school lunch isn't the best. But yeah, so we were in the line. His friends come up on me like, "Oh, you're a bum." I don't know why. Everyone at my school says like you're a bum or some stuff. But yeah, they say I'm a bum, and I'm like, okay, geez. And they keep saying it, and they're at this point they're kind of just like harassing me. So I do the most reasonable thing and walk away because I don't want to get into a situation. So I walk away. I go to the library because it's nice and quiet. I grab a computer and I kind of just sit there doing my own thing. So yeah, I'm just sitting there doing my own thing, and then yeah. So I'm sitting there, right, doing my own thing, minding my business, taking a break because I don't want to be in a situation, and they're kind of pissing me off. So what I did was I kind of was just sitting there, doing nothing, minding my own business, and then we get the principal and the counselor. They just came in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because um they're both not in a mean way, but Miss our principal, I'm gonna name her Miss Flower for reasons. I'm not gonna put anyone's name out there, but she comes in and she's kind of hard to deal with because she never like stops and then yeah. But I'm lucky the assistant principal didn't come in because she can get like yeah. She worked in the army. She was in like the army, in the navy or something. No one really likes her. Some people liked her, but she can get like really rude and like say this one time I was walking in line. No, I was running in the hall. I think yeah, because I had to use the bathroom, and she was like, walk, 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 and she kept saying it like an NPC or something, and then she kept saying it, and she's known for doing that. She's for saying a bunch of for saying the same thing, and she's really nosy too. Not like in a mean way. I'm not trying to be rude to any of my teachers, but like, yeah, they can get super nosy. So, yeah, I'm I'm lucky she didn't come, but they come in. Miss Flower and the counselor come in, and she's just like, "Oh, come on, come on, come on, blah blah blah, come on, let's just get out of here and go get some lunch. Have you?" She's like, "Oh, have you ate your lunch yet?" And I was like, "No, I couldn't because they were harassing me." And she was like, "Okay, well." I was like, "I'm not gonna go in there with them because I don't want to start a situation." And yeah, so I'm just sitting there, and she's like, I was like, I'm not gonna go in there with them. Sitting there, doing my own thing, right? And then, so yeah, I'm just sitting there saying I'm not gonna go in there with them. I'm not gonna go in there with them. Like I said, I'm not trying to start a situation and stuff. So yeah, she's like, oh, have you ate lunch yet? I was like, no, I haven't, because I'm not gonna go in there with them because they're harassing me. And then she was like, oh, well, you wanna go get lunch? They're not in there because fifth grade lunch is over, and you can come and eat in my office. I was like, oh, okay, sure. So yeah, we're talking, and she's like, oh, we can go look at the cameras. And I was like, okay, look at the cameras, look at the cameras. And then I'm like, yeah, look at the cameras. So she tries to look at the camera, but she can't figure it out. So she goes and asks the other person in the office if she can look at the cameras because she's like the main operation of cameras. And she's looking, and apparently the cameras were down at that time. But yeah, apparently the cameras were down, and they couldn't look at it. So she asked me if I'm telling the truth, and I'm like, yes, I'm telling the truth. I tripped, and I had my hands out because that's kind of a thing that everyone does. They have their hands out because they don't want to fall. So yeah, I have my hands out. I keep telling her, I'm not lying, I'm not lying, and she's like, oh, I believe you in a sarcastic voice. Well, I won't say in a sarcastic voice, but it seemed like she didn't believe me. So yeah, they keep trying to figure it out. And then we were at recess at the time and stuff. But my friend, overheard that my friend that I was trying to talk to with my other friend had to go home. So I was like, oh dang, that sucks. So yeah, he went home, and I'm kind of sad because I don't want my friend to go home. And it's a Friday too, so it's a Friday. It's the last day I get to talk to my friend until the weekend ends. And I'm not complaining because weekends they're awesome, but like I don't have like their phone number, and I can't even talk to them because I don't have service at the like right now because my phone, I don't really use it, so my parents don't bother for buying me service. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I can talk to my friends on Duo, but I don't. My phone's usually always dead, and I don't have those specific friends on Duo. So yeah, I'm just. I overhear them talking about my friend has to go home, and I'm like, okay. And they're still trying to look at the cameras, but they can't figure it out. And I was done with my lunch at the moment, so they're like, oh, do you wanna go to your classroom and figure out the situation? I'm like, sure, yeah, why not? So we go to the classroom, but I remember that we were at recess time, so we went to recess, and then we see Dylan. I changed his name to Dylan. So we see Dylan. He's there, and he's playing ball alone. He doesn't have his friends there with him. So yeah, he's just playing basketball alone, shooting some hoops, and he's alright at it. But he mostly plays football and stuff. So he's a person that likes to play football. So he's playing football. Well, not playing. He's not playing football. He's trying to shoot some hoops. And when we got there, he shoot a hoop, but he missed. And then he grabs the ball and he dribbles. He's dribbling. It's basic stuff. And yeah, so he's dribbling. I'm with Miss Flower, and we see Dylan. He's there, and we're like, Miss Flower is like, oh, is that him? And I'm like, yes, that's him. And she goes over. I walk over to a tree because I don't. The tree the tree is like right next to where he's at. So I'm just there. And then they do some basic situation stuff. We're like, oh, is that true? Oh, is that true? We're telling all sides of the story, and he didn't know that I tripped, right? And then so after I told him I couldn't tell you because you were you ran away before I could tell you. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that, blah blah blah. And obviously Miss Flower has to do the basic principal stuff because yeah. She's like, oh, so you should apologize. And Dylan apologizes, and I'm like, okay. And then I apologize. I'm like, she's like, you should apologize. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry for tripping. And she was like, no, a real, a real one. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sorry, Dylan, for accidentally pushing you. And then she's like, okay, is the situation solved? And then we are like, yeah, the situation's solved. So yeah, she goes away, and I'm I'm at recess with my friend, right? And then yeah, so I go to recess, and he's like, yo, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't know that you accidentally tripped, and I ran away I could tell you, before you could tell me. And I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's alright. And yeah, so I'm like, it's alright because I'm a chill dude. I usually always wear hoodies. I'm a chill dude, so I like I'm like, it's alright, it's okay. I don't mind. It's just that you shouldn't run away before you even know what happened. And he's like, alright, alright. So he calls his friends over. He's like, yo, you wanna play some football? And his friends are like, oh yeah, let's go play some football. So they go play football. And then I walk over to the playground, and I'm about to go do some play with my friend. And we have this thing at my school called the Riz Touch, right? So they're playing that. And I'm like, alright, I'm in the game. And they're like, okay, and stuff. And my friend Ryan, yeah, I'm gonna call him Ryan. He was also playing the game. And I'm gonna name one is Patricia, and then we have Shaniqua, Patricia, um, and Nathan. They were playing. They were playing. There was touch game with my friend Ryan, and then when I was like, oh, they're playing the game, so I'll go join them. And then my teacher stops me, and she was like, what was that all about? And I was like, oh, I tripped and stuff, and Dylan got like mad, and he ran away before I could tell him. And she was like, okay, okay, you can go play. You can go play. So I go play, and I'm playing, and then I don't even think, um, so we have like this giant field next to our playground that our teacher lets us go to. And that's usually the people that play football. It's their turf. So they're there, but I didn't see them. And they weren't on the black top either. And I don't know where they were and stuff, so they were gone. And yeah, so they were gone. I was playing with my friends. Na- um, Nathan, Nico, and Patricia. They're not really my friends, but me and Nathan had some rivalry. Um, like in fourth grade, back in fourth grade, and we had it for like most of fifth grade. But we kind of just like they're like, oh, we should put aside our differences. But that's a story for next time. So yeah, um, they're gone. I don't know where they're at. So I'm playing with my friends. And Shaniqua and Patricia, they don't really like me. Not many people like me because I'm a transfer student. And yeah, not many people like me. So yeah, not many people like me. And they're like, oh, you can't play. Oh, I'm like, okay. So I just leave. I leave and like my friend Ryan's like, hey, you wanna oh, there's another girl playing. So it's Shaniqua, Patricia, Nathan, Ryan, and I'm gonna name I'm gonna name them. Let's see, Erica. So Erica, Shaniqua, Nathan, Ryan, and Patricia. They were playing the wrist touch game, where the wrist touch is basically where you have to touch like it's like you're uppercutting them, but you like take a hand and you like what's it called? So yeah, you take your hand and you have to like touch their chin, but like kind of throw their head up while touching it, like not like in a intense manner, but like yeah, you kind of use your hand, and after you do that, you have to touch your nose. But while what they were playing, you just kind of had to raise up someone else, and then they were it, and you kind of it was basically tag, but harder tag because you had to raise them up or like touch their chin, which is kind of hard. And so Erica has to leave, and yeah, so they tell Nathan to go take Erica in because she has a dyslexia class, and she usually always goes during like recess time, like right when recess time's about over. She she goes to the dyslexic her dyslexic class, and so when Nathan comes back, they're like we're like all right, let's play, and then they're like, oh yeah, you guys can't play because we made a new game where it's just me, Nathan, Patricia, and Shaniqua. Where it was just them, and me and Ryan were like, okay, so what? It doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're just like, okay, um, but yeah, we're like, okay. So we make our own game. So yeah, we make our own game of it, and a friend, Evan, was gonna join, but he had to go. So yeah, that was the guy I was talking about that had to leave when I overheard the office people talking. Like, oh, can I have where is their class because Evan is going home, and I'm like, oh, dang. So yeah, my friend isn't there, and he would have joined us if he like if he was there, he would have joined us. But he wasn't there, so just me and Ryan were playing the research game, and we were just playing, you know, basic kid stuff. And then yeah, still Nathan, not Nathan, Dylan and his gang nowhere to be seen. But yeah, they're nowhere to be seen. We still don't know where they are, and we're not really worrying about it. So me and Ryan, we're just playing a game, and then yeah, we're going back and forth. And then when we go into the line, I see Dylan and his gang doing the line. But I wasn't gonna like ask, oh, where were you guys? Because I'm not like that. So I was just like, weird. So yeah, after that we do our science, and then we do math and science and stuff. But yeah, so as we're doing math and science and stuff, um, it's over. School ends. Uh, Dylan and his gang are a walker, and I'm also a walker. And I was like, okay. But yeah, they're a walker, I'm a walker. I I have to get my pouch because you have to think like a kid where you stay after school and do like activities and stuff. So they had my pouch for like no reason. They had like my pouch with all my colors in it. Oh, well, like really expensive like looking pencils and sharpeners. And we had this thing at our school with like we have to like collect ducks or something. I don't really know what it's for. But yeah, we have to collect ducks. So I had like 5 ducks in there. I was racking up, and if you get 3 ducks of the same color, you can get like a surprise thing. I don't know what it is. I think it might have been like a fidget because at my school everyone needs like a fidget. They're also all depressed and like so. Oh yeah, everyone at my school is kind of like that. I don't know why. Some schools are just like that, but like basically everyone except for me, um, like all the girls. We had like this situation. We had this girl for purposes of the video. I will name her. Let's think of a name. I will name her Chrissy because Stranger Things. I guess everyone likes Stranger Things, and she liked Stranger Things. And I could tell. So um she kind of lit people's hairs on fire. She brought like a lighter to school and like lit people's hair on fire, and they got like burns on their head or something. And she obviously got suspended, and she was put into a different school because after that, yeah, she was put into a different school. And I wasn't even there when it happened because I was leaving early. I was like, yo, I was happy because I was leaving early. And then I hear that Chrissy lit people's hair on fire. I was like, yo, what happened to Sierra? Yeah, we're changing her name to Sierra. And I was like, what happened to Sierra? And everyone was like, oh, she's changed schools. I was like, why did she change schools? She lit people's hair on fire. What? So yeah, after I heard that, I was like, good thing I wasn't there because I don't want to get my hair lit on fire. My parents are really sensitive about my hair, and if my hair got set on fire, I don't know what would have happened to them, her and her parents. They would have got yelled at a lot because my dad, especially my dad, he he's like 31, and he like his mom and dad were really sensitive about his hair, so those genes obviously got passed down to him, and he's really sensitive about my hair. But I'm really lucky that I wasn't there. I think I've yet to tell my dad that story about where she lit people's hair on fire. But yeah, I'm getting off track. So yeah, I'm a walker, and Dylan and his gang are a walker. So he is walking with his gang, and obviously I have to go get my pouch from Ken because I'm racking up. We have these thing called Wilshire Bucks where you can like buy stuff from the Wilshire store. Uh, I don't know why they chose Wilshire, but yeah, it's yeah. So we're there, and then it was a long time. I haven't seen my pouch in a long time because they got rid of Wilshire Bucks for like 5th grade, and then they got rid of Wilshire Bucks, and I had some in there, and I'm so happy no one took them but people did take my ducks. It was just super sad, but yeah, I lost my ducks, but at least I still had my Wilshire Bucks because if you have Wilshire Bucks, it's like you can turn them into your teacher. And we use Class Dojo now, where your points are how many points you have in Class Dojo, and I'm just cool, so I have like 200 points. But people in the other class have like 1,000 points. I don't know how. The other class is like worse than the class we're in, but I think my class is like where you get like my teacher spoils my our class. So yeah, but it's just crazy. I'm like, jeez. I'm like, jeez, how do they have that money? That was a long time ago. But yeah, so they're a walker, and and they're a walker. I'm a walker, and I I was got my pouch, and I see them. I overhear them. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna beat this kid up," and I'm like, I didn't do anything. So yeah, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat this kid up. We're gonna beat this kid up," and then it was Friday, obviously, so there was no like tomorrow. And then I I go the opposite way of them, but I kind of was like following them until like I had to go. So I went across the street. I go across the street. They go down the rest of the sidewalk, and so they were going down the sidewalk. I went to cross the street, but I overheard them talking about, oh, we're gonna beat this kid up. And I was like, hey yo, what? So I was like, obviously I had to have my guard up. So I had my guard up on Monday. On Monday, I had my guard up, and I was like, because I overheard them, and I think they thought I didn't hear them because they didn't like change their plan or anything. Because I don't think they noticed I was behind them. So after that, I go across the street, and then, like I said, I have my guard up on Monday because my school is really not a good school. It's like crazy. It's a crazy school. So yeah, I'm I have my guard up on Monday, and they think they're gonna jump me because I don't know their plan. They're gonna surprise jump me, and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I have my guard up. I'm ready for anyone that comes. And obviously, I don't want to do a 1v3. So I have my guard up, but I don't really want to get into a fight with them because I just don't want to get into a fight. I'm not a kid that will get into a fight. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that whenever I accidentally tripped and he shoved me like extremely hard, but he was like super weak, so he like could barely shove me. But yeah, I forgot to say that when I tripped. So yeah, they think they're gonna surprise jump me. I'm like, I have my guard up. They think they're gonna surprise jump me, and I don't really want to fight them because I don't want to do a 1v3. Cause they have three people in the group. I think it's him, Harish, and this guy named Romeo. But yeah, they're in the dirt stem, and I obviously don't want to get 3v1. So I have my guard up, but I like don't want to get into a fight with them. So I'm just sitting at my desk, in front of the classroom. They're obviously they're in the back now because when I got back on Monday, it the everything was changed. Every like all the desks were moved, the classroom was moved, and it was just weird. So yeah, everything was moved. They're in the back, I'm in the front, and they moved me away from them. But they moved me away from my friends. I was never really close to my friends anyway, but I don't know why they moved me. I'm like I'm sad, because I don't want to get moved away from my friends. But I guess I do have to focus on my work because I am kind of I'm barely passing right now, and thank the Lord for like having me not fail and like barely pass. But yeah, so obviously I guess Dylan and his gang, they're trying to get into his middle school stage because we're about to go to middle school. And because we have our finals in like a couple weeks, and like in 1 week we have our finals for our reading. But yeah, so we have our finals. I guess they're getting into like their middle school stage to like they're getting up on people and beat them up because I think they're going into the same middle school as me, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I'm also trying to start to get into my middle school stage because now we have to use lockers. We have to use freaking I don't ha- we have to use locker rooms. We have to use full on lockers. We have like a full on PE court. It's inside, not outside. And it has 2 stories. So everyone is starting to prepare for middle school, obviously. because middle school is definitely gonna be crazy. Because when we first get in middle school, it's obviously gonna be crazy because when we were touring our middle school, it was awesome. It was sick. It was it was massive, and obviously we had to prepare to get like our guard up and stuff because there was this one lady. Well, I don't know her name, but she was like middle school, and she was gonna be late for her classes, so she moves. She has to get so she jabs me in my nose, and I get pushed back. I'm like, oh god, my nose. I have a really sensitive nose, and she pushes me, and she doesn't care, and she just doesn't do anything. I obviously don't tell my teachers because I'm not a snitch. I'm not a snitch. I don't tell my teachers. But like if it gets really serious, like obviously I'm gonna tell my teacher. So yeah, I'm not a snitch, so I don't tell. But my nose feels like it's about to bleed, but it didn't bleed. So yeah, it didn't bleed. I'm happy because I don't like nosebleeds. My nosebleeds happen for like a long time. Like yesterday, I was just using the bathroom. I was peeing, and then I go to wash my hands. I look in the mirror. My nose is bleeding. It's already down to my chin somehow. I'm like, geez, how? So yeah, it's already down to my chin. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it went on for like 6 minutes straight. I'm like, ugh. My nosebleeds can go. One time I had like a nosebleed for like 30 minutes because I was doing push-ups and not really an athletic kid. I don't want to be in athletics. When I get into my middle school, they let us sign up for what we want to do. You could sign up for like sports. Obviously, I signed up for art because I like art, and I also signed up for debate. And my mom said you should sign up for debate because you are really good at debating things. You're really good at arguing. And I was like, you're right. I should sign up for debate. So I signed up for art and debate, and I signed up for honors in reading. And actually, I think I signed up for honors in math because I'm a really good reader. I like whenever I get a reading passage, I'm like, okay. So I went into this classroom where certain people went into it, and there's like we were in there. I was like, hey, can I work alone? She was like, yeah. And I work alone. I have full-on annotations. I have everything. I have annotations. I'm just there. I'm like, okay. I finished all my questions, and she's like, oh my god, you got them all right. I was like, wait, what? So yeah, I got all my questions right. Even the one I got everything right, and I was working alone. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? And I finished before everyone because whenever I do reading, everyone thinks I like rush right through. But last time I did my reading test, I got like a 243, and I rushed through that baby. And everyone thought I was rushing, like, oh, this guy's rushing, he's gonna get a bad grade. And I full on get a 243%. But yeah, let's just get back to the story. So, I am here, right, having my guard up because I overheard them saying they're gonna jump me, and yeah, surprise jump. They thought they're gonna surprise jump me because I was walking behind them, and I don't think they noticed because they were like side to side. They were both side to side talking about, oh, when we get back on Monday, we're gonna jump this kid, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, these guys are gonna jump me, and they're gonna get when they jump me. I'm gonna have my guard up on Monday. So if they jump me, I know, and then I have my guard up. And the day it goes on alright. It's nice. We do a test. Well, we don't do a test, but we do our work and stuff, right? And we're doing our work. I do my work. I get good grades, and then I'm doing my work, and I'm just doing my work. I get good grades. It's the end of the day. I'm walking in front of them, and they're like they're walking slow, so I know something's up. I'm like, am I about to get jumped? And they're just there, walking slowly. I'm in front of them. And then obviously I go across the crosswalk. And because I go across the crosswalk and they follow me. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So yeah, they follow me. And then I'm just like, okay, that's weird. They don't usually come this way. And then I remember they said they're gonna jump me. I was like, okay, guard up, guard up. I think they're about to jump me. So I'm walking. They're behind me, and they full on. That one Dylan kid, he full on tries to kick me in my knee, but like fails and then trips to the ground. And he's like, ah. And his friends are like, why did you do that? I'm like, I didn't do anything. He just tried to kick me right in my leg, and they tried to punch me, but they're not like, I guess you could say they're athletic, but Dylan, he's not athletic. The Harish kid, he's kind of athletic. He's skinny, so he can move fast, but he can't pack a punch because he's not big like me, where I can like take a punch, and I get like a full on like good punch. But I'm not really a fighter. So I don't really want to fight them. But he tries to throw a punch at me. I just absorb it with my fatness. And he's like, So what I do is, obviously, I throw a punch back. And then he's like, ah. And then Romeo, he's like Dylan. He's kind of overweight. So he gets like, every single day, he brings like a snack to school from his parents. I think he's spoiled. But yeah, every single day he brings a snack. And he's overweight with like Dylan, because one day they brought like their entire pantry to school. They had a bunch of sweets and everything. And I had to take some. So obviously I just take some Oreos. And they don't notice. And I'm just eating the Oreos. And they don't notice. And I'm like, oh, free Oreos. But yeah, they are kind of overweight. And yeah, I'm just like, why are these guys trying to find me? And Romeo, he runs away. And then Dylan gets up and he helps his friend Harish up and they run away. And then, yeah. So after that, I walk home. I'm kind of hurt because, like, Harish, he's skinny and, like, he can dodge. And then when I punch, he dodged my attack. So, yeah, he dodged it. And he kind of hit me, like, in my stomach. And I was like, ow. And then I punched him and then he fell. Because I punched him in, like, his eye. And stuff. But yeah, they hit me. Obviously, I walk back home. And then I come back to my computer. And yeah, I'm just there. On my computer. And yeah, I don't tell my parents about this. But yeah, they tried to jump me. But failed. Like, so hard. But yeah, they like failed to jump me. That's the story about um that's the story about the yeah, that's the story about the kids who tried to jump me but failed. But yeah, I might do a double upload today, double story time maybe. But yeah, if you guys could hit that subscribe button and like that, I would appreciate it so much. I've trying to grow my channel. It's been a dream to be a YouTuber. And I've been watching Scrubs. If not, a lot of people know him. He's a really good like storytime um, YouTuber, and that's why I'm on CS:GO right now. I'm just playing. I'm just surfing. Yeah, I'm just surfing because he has that in his videos. And Scrubs really inspires me, and I want to be like him. when I like have a bunch of subscribers. I do story times. I do videos like off of that too. But majority story times because I'm still young and I don't really have that many like stories yet. But I will definitely tell you guys about the story about Nathan. Maybe double upload. I don't know. But yeah, I will. That's gonna end it off, and I will see you guys later.